Hello everybody, welcome and welcome back. Today we're going to be playing on the best of one standard ranked ladder with our Zimone and Dina draw 2 list. So the only change that I've made since last time is cutting the Gurgling Anointers for 2 Tyvar Jubilant Brawlers. So the synergies here, Rona is going to be able to activate as though she had haste, and same with Z and D. And we're also going to be able to untap them to sacrifice either Jadar tokens repeatedly or draw and discard repeatedly. And, of course, you can also untap your Sheoldreds and etc, etc. The core of the deck is Zimone and Dina's ability. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, target opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. If you can double that up with the Gixian Puppeteer, who shares that ability as their first, you can start dealing a lot of damage if you can draw on your turn and your opponent's turn. Z&D also has the ability to tap and sacrifice another creature to draw a card, and you can put a land card from your hand onto the field tapped. If you control 8 or more lands, you can repeat the process of drawing and landfalling. And Gixian Puppeteer, whenever it dies, you can return another creature with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. So we're pairing that up with Invasion of Amonkhet to make this deck even more resilient. And in the rest of the curve, we just have some powerful legendary creatures to help power up our Rona. So we're running Glissa, Jadar to make food for our Z&D, and the Fairy Mastermind is another sneaky card. If you want to play it on turn 2 when your opponents draw with their Spirited Companions or Bank Busters, whatever, you can draw your extra cards and it makes your Z&Ds really easy to trigger on your opponent's turn. Evolved Sleeper is another early threat that can help you out in the late game drawing cards, and the loss of life is kind of balanced out by Z&D and the Gixian Puppeteer draining your opponents. Sheoldred is, of course, at the top of the curve because she's nuts, and of course she benefits from drawing cards as well. If you guys are excited to see this deck on the ladder, make sure to drop a like, leave a comment, and make sure you're subscribed if you aren't already, as I'd really appreciate it. I've been uploading for the past 3 months every single day, as I'm trying to get partnered on YouTube, and I'm around 20% of the way there, so any support is really appreciated. With all that said, let's hop onto the ladder and see how this does. Alrighty, game 1. We've got Rona and both of the Tyvars that we added in. Guess we'll keep it. Hopefully Rona can help us find our next lands. Mountain and a Cacophony Scamp. Okay. Let's go for Rona. And we'll pass. The opponent's gonna drown an Ichor on the Rona and attack for 1. Nothing to proliferate, and no lands. Let's play the other Rona, and we'll pass. The opponent plays a Swamp. Interesting. I wonder what they're trying to pull here. Is there definitely like a proliferate, probably oil kind of deck? I'm not gonna block though, because we really need the Rona. And they pass. Jeez, still nothing. Let's draw. No land. Let's bin the Tyvar. We'll cast Jadar, untap her. And let's try and draw a land again. Thank goodness. I think we can just discard one of the Glissas here. We have a Puppeteer in hand, so that should be able to get it back from the graveyard when it dies, and we still have the secondary one. Let's play our land. We'll go to our end step and we'll make a zombie. Obnixilis. Alright. So it's gonna deal 1 damage to the Rona instead of the Jadar. Ah, they wanted to play with fire. I see. So I'm assuming they minus and plus. We'll decline. And we'll decline. Alright, let's go to combat. We're gonna take out their token Obnixilis and deal 1 to the other one. And we're gonna sacrifice our zombie. Let's play the Wastes, and we'll go with the Puppeteer. We'll make another zombie, and we pass. The opponent's gonna plus the Ob. No, we'll take 2. Opponent's gonna play a Voldaren Thrill Seeker. So they can sacrifice it to deal 3 damage to anything. And down goes the Gixian Puppeteer. Let's grab Glissa. Back to us. Let's play our land. And let's go to combat. We'll attack them for 5, Obnixilis for 1. We'll take 3 loyalty off of him.
Not worth the effort.
Let's go with Tyvar. Yeah, let's minus. I doubt they're playing too many hasty creatures. We'll get back a Rona. Well, we get our untapped creature anyways. I was meaning a hasty creature. Glissa's a really good blocker with First Strike and Death Touch. And we'll pass. They're gonna cycle their Takenuma, or channel their Takenuma, I mean. They hit 3 lands in a row off the top. And they return Obnixilis. Yeah. Let's play the Fairy Mastermind. And they concede. GG's. Alrighty, next game. The hand is really slow. We're going first, so I think we'll keep it. We just hopefully draw some sort of 2-drop off the top. Let's play the Cascade, and we'll pass. Oh, there is some sort of 2-drop. Let's play the Wastes, and we'll say go. Spirited Companion. Let's flash in our Fairy Mastermind. And we draw. Let's play our Deathcap Glade. And we're gonna go with Zimone and Dina. We'll attack for 2 and pass. The opponent's gonna play a Brush Land. And a Seal from Existence. That's going to take care of Z and D. And they attack for 1. Let's play the Underground River, Sheoldred, and we'll attack for 2. Down to 14. Jukai Naturalist. And do you have another seal? Restoration of Egonjo. Alright. They're going to search their library for a plains. And they pass. Let's play our Plaza of Heroes. And we'll go to combat. Let's crack in for 6. Opponent's gonna block with a Spirited Companion, so they can do their little discard draw. They will be taking some extra damage to do so. And let's play Z&D. They draw, lose 2. They discard their plains. And they bring the plains back, so they don't want to draw into the Sheoldred. Heliod the Radiant Dawn. Okay, I was incorrect. They're just going to take the Spirited Companion back to hand. And they play it. Sheoldred triggers, Fairy Mastermind triggers, and Sheoldred triggers again. Audacity on the Naturalist. Sure. Attacking in for 4. So if we kill that, I mean, we should have killed it when the Audacity was on the stack, but they would go to 11. We kill their Heliod on their end step. They can block Sheoldred, they take 5. We can draw twice. We can trigger Z&D to drain for another 2. Yeah, I think we just take the 4 here. Down goes Heliod. Let's play our Cascade. And let's go with the Invasion of Amonkhet. We'll have them discard. They discard the Catilda. Okay. Let's go to combat. We can reanimate their Catilda next turn, or if we attack with everything at the invasion. And they're gonna block Shelly with the dog. Nope, no they're not. Good choice. We'll get a 4/4. And let's play Tyvar.
This will make a thrilling tale.
We'll +1, untap the Sheoldred, and we'll pass.
I believe in a friend.
The Architect is gonna flip. I completely forgot that the invasion doesn't exile it from the graveyard. It just makes a copy of it. So they're gonna exile the Sheoldred, it looks like. That's fine, we do have a backup. And Catilda's Rising Dawn is going on the Naturalist. Huh. 11-9. That's pretty gross. And another ossification. Okay. Away goes the Catilda. And suddenly we need a removal spell off the top. Well, that isn't gonna do it. Let's play Sheoldred. And And we're gonna attack for 2. We're gonna fling it. That is not a removal spell, unfortunately. Let's play Jadar. And what all's in the graveyard that I can get back? Sleeper, or a Mastermind, or I can untap Z&D.
We can do this all day.
And we will pass. Invasion of Theros. Well, that's not good. They grab a Heliod. They cast it. And they get back their doggo. In for 13. Sure, we'll take it. And let's fling this token. We draw a Sleeper and a Plaza. Let's play our Puppeteer. And an Invasion of Amonkhet. They discard an Audacity, and we draw. Let's minus the Tyvar. So we do get a Glissa into the graveyard, so now we have a good target for our Gixian Puppeteer. Let's play the Rona. And let's go to combat. We'll send 4 at the invasion. We'll see how opponent blocks. Actually, no, I don't think we can afford to. Because if they just double block to kill it, then suddenly we don't have quite as much life gain, and they might be able to outpace us with a Naturalist. Scary. I think we have to go for it. Alright, so opponent's just gonna chump. Let's pass. We'll make our token and say go. Opponent plays a land and a Spirited Companion. Opponent's gonna draw a card. So we could sacrifice the Gixian Puppeteer to bring back the Fairy Mastermind, and that would let us draw. No, we'll just let him have that. Invasion of Theros. Okay. What you searching now? Probably an ossification. Yep, there it is. Alright, that resolves, and what you targeting? Sheoldred? Alright. Let's sacrifice Sheoldred with Z&D. We'll draw. We'll put a Shipwreck Marsh on the field. We'll trigger the Puppeteers. and they're going to attack the invasion. Let's draw with Rona. We'll discard the Sleeper. No blocks, they can flip that. And it's going to turn into a Pharah. Lifelink and indestructible. Gross. Alright, so opponent has their 4/4 with lifelink and indestructible. Let's cast our Fairy Mastermind. Back to us. Let's play another Puppeteer. And an Invasion of Amonkhet. Mill 2 lands, and we draw another. Let's activate Z&D. I'm going to sack this guy. Put that on the field. And we'll decline. We finally hit a kill spell. So what all is on this guy? Can I click on these? Okay, Catilda's Rising Dawn. So that's going to get exiled, and the Audacity will let them draw. Let's plus on Z&D.
I believe in you, friend.
And go for the throat. Alright, go into combat. We'll send 2 with the first invasion. And we pass. We'll make our token and say go. And they play their land. And if they play an enchantment, they lose 6 life and I gain 6 life. So we're in a decent position here. They do have Heliod able to transform, which is kind of scary. Haven't played against that yet. And we might just Otawara that back to hand. What would they get back? A Hollowed Haunting. Yeah, I don't really want to do that. Sure. And no attacks. Let's draw. We'll discard Rona. And let's sacrifice our zombie. We'll decline, and we'll put that one on the field. Drain for 6. And back to us. Let's use our Go for the Throat on Heliod. Let's force him to use whatever is in their hand. And a Catilda. Okay. So we bounce the Catilda to their hand, we attack, we can flip an invasion. What does it copy? Sheoldred? Yeah, so I think we bounce the Catilda to hand. We'll go to combat, 2 there, and I think that's it. Let's get our convert. My graveyard, I'm going to choose Shelly. And let's draw. Discard I think I'll keep the cut down. We'll discard the other Tyvar. We'll trigger all of our guys. And we'll untap the Rona and pass. I agree, we can do this all day. Can't believe I was worried earlier. So as soon as opponent puts something on the stack, we can go like this and draw. We'll discard. And then we sacrifice. And GG's. Thank you everybody for watching. I appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.